What's going on, YouTube? It's already time for another video, and we have the perfect opportunity for you guys to go on another adventure with me to look at a car. I've been talking to this gentleman for about 2 weeks, and we finally, between my tight schedule and his tight schedule, are going to try to make it happen tomorrow, weather permitting. And there's a thunderstorm over my shoulder right now, so I want to make this kind of quick so I can get the other car back home and back in the garage. But right now, we're in the showroom at my shop, Classic Pontiac Rescue. And tomorrow's feature is a 77 Hurst T-Top Trans Am. And I'm very excited about this car. From what I've been told, this car it's a running driving car. It's already got a Tremec TKO 5-speed manual installed in it. It's got the original numbers matching 400 if it's been rebuilt in it. Subframe connectors, disc brake rear, a 6-point roll cage, and the car runs and drives. So my intentions with this thing, and something I've been wanting to do for a while, is to build another version of this car that I built roughly 10 years ago. This car is a hardtop. I've always wanted basically this car with a Hurst T-top, because Burt Reynolds, as we all know, drove a Hurst T-top car. So hopefully, fingers crossed, after a 5 or so hour ride one way tomorrow, I'm going to fall in love with this thing, weather permitting. Once again, I'm super worried about it being bad tomorrow. So I'm going to do a quick little dissolve. It's going to be tomorrow morning. It's going to be about 5 o'clock in the morning, and y'all can have a ride with me, and we're going to have some fun. So stay tuned, and let's go get some breakfast and get some gas and all that fun stuff. So let's go right now. Come on, let's go. So here we go. Sun's not even up yet. I'm actually getting a little bit later start than I wanted to. I was wanting to leave about 5, and it's like 6:30 right now, but I'm tired. It's gonna be fun. So let me get woke up and get some caffeine in me. Try not to step on the cat. Let's go for a ride, people. Come on. About a 4-hour ride ahead of me. So let's talk about when you go to purchase a classic car, no matter what it is, what's your end goal with this thing? What do you plan to do with it? Is it going to be just a weekend cruiser? Is it going to be a show car? Is it going to be, like a long haul pro touring car? Is it going to be a daily driver? It's kind of something you need to think about, this kind of stuff. It kind of sets your mind on, with what direction I want to take this car in. That's going to sort of dictate how you plan your build, what kind of parts you're going to go with. Is it going to be okay to run stock suspension components in it? Do you want aftermarket stuff? Do you want aftermarket brakes? How big of brakes do you want? Are you going to go basically with, stock stuff, bigger stuff, really big stuff? You can over brake a car fairly easily for something that's just going to be driven on the streets, and don't automatically think that bigger is better when it comes to that kind of stuff. Same goes with the engine. You know, don't think, well, I've got to have the most radical roller cam cubic inch monster I can put in there, because you're going to find out really quick that if you're going to daily drive this car, that's probably not the direction you want to go in. So think about this kind of stuff. You know, fuel injection. Do I want to stick with a carburetor? Do I want to put a fuel injection setup on there? Probably in any of these scenarios, besides going full-blown race car, you want to put air conditioning in it. You know, do you decide you want to put all the stock AC components back on the car? And you want to go with vintage air or, you know, cool air products or something like that. So kind of think about all this kind of stuff, because there's a little bit of, it's like making a dinner. You know, do you want just a basic chicken sandwich? Do you want a really spicy fajita? You know, you gotta pick and choose your ingredients and make that perfect meal for yourself. And only that meal is gonna possibly be a 6-figure car when you're done. So, kind of plan the stuff out. Makes your build go way faster. Whew. So I've been driving for like 2 hours straight, and my back is killing me. And I gotta take a leak, so I'm gonna get some gas. I'm gonna stop. You probably didn't need to know that, but anyways, that's the trials and tribulations of driving all over the Southeast and buying old cars. You gotta make pit stops. So let's make a pit stop. So at this point, I'm about an hour away, and I'm gonna get there right about 11 o'clock Eastern time. And the bad part about that is I'm starving. I didn't even eat breakfast. So by the time I get up there and then get to his house and look at the car, and I spent about an hour, at least an hour and a half, giving this thing a good once over, maybe trying to make a deal on it and stuff. It's probably going to be 1 o'clock before I get any lunch. I'm hungry, man. So another tip is make sure you eat before you go do this stuff, because I really don't even know where I'm going to be when I get up here. So there might not be anything good to eat around here for a while. So pack your snacks accordingly. Stomach's hurting. Got some hunger pains. So I didn't even bother to film the car. When I got there, as soon as I got out of the truck and I walked around the corner and I saw it, I immediately knew something was wrong. I was looking at a 77. The car was advertised as a 77. And I got there and I see 79 to 81 taillights. So, you know, scratch my head, something's wrong. Something's not right here. Maybe the car's just got the wrong taillights in it. And it's got a 79 back bumper on it. And I walk up to the car and I started looking at it. And as long as I've been doing this, I can know within about 20 to 30 seconds, just putting my eyes on a car, whether I want this car or not. And I saw that car and I said, nope. I just drove 4.5 hours to look at something that I know, unless this guy decides to give me the keys and say, take it with you, I'm not bringing this car back with me. So I walked around it. It's got the Hearst hatches in it. It's got a 77 VIN plate on it. And I asked him, do you have keys for the trunk? And he said, no, but I got a screwdriver. So he pops it open with a screwdriver. And I looked down in there, and what I saw was what I was afraid I was going to see. This car had a 79 back end on it. So apparently, back in the day, I gotta stop and get some gas. Back in the day, it was okay during a collision job to basically put two cars together And for some reason, when they did this car, they used the back end of the wrong year car. So it had a 79 to 81 back end on it. And I opened the door and I showed the guy right on the rocker panels where you could see this awfully, horribly welded seam. And I told the guy, you've got two cars here. You've got a 77 in the front, you've got a 79 in the back. And at that point, I was just done. I, stood there and had a quick conversation with the guy and said, I'm going to go get some chicken nuggies and a sweet tea, and I'm going to head down the road. So, yeah, have a nice day. But on my way back, I found another car just to try to salvage my day at this point that we're going to stop and look at. And hopefully this one pans out. I've got a little bit of hope. This might be a really good deal on this thing, and I'm really kind of excited to see this thing. It's a 76. It's a little deal. Little slim hope that we're going to salvage this afternoon. So I'm going to get some of this gas in the truck, get back on the road, and we'll see. I don't know. There ain't no use in getting mad over it. What's that going to accomplish? Nothing. High blood pressure. So, like Jerry Reed, let's keep on trucking. That does not look good. I just checked the radar map and it looks absolutely terrible over Charlotte right now. So if it's storming down there, there's no way. We're going to be able to stop and look at this other car. So I might have driven $100-something worth of gas out of my truck today for absolutely no reason at all. Oh boy. So I don't know if you can tell how wet I am right now. I got to the second car and I got absolutely poured on. It was okay. It wasn't quite what I expected it to be, but compared to that first car, it wasn't that bad, but just, I don't know. Man, cars kind of speak to me when I go look at them, and neither one of them, first one was screaming, no! This car was cool. It just, I don't know, it just wasn't my cup of tea, really. I thought it was a Formula, but it just ended up being a Spree, and somebody's telling me, Joe, don't buy a car today. Go get you a steak and a beer and relax and try again. So I think that's what I'm going to do. The Firebird gods are not on my side today. Well, maybe they were. Maybe they were telling me, don't do it, man. So I'm going to go to my favorite restaurant here in town. At least maybe I can get some video there. So, on to the next stop, I guess. Hopefully it's much drier at the next stop. So it's now Sunday afternoon, and I might have mentioned in my last shot yesterday afternoon that I was going to stop and get some dinner at one of my favorite restaurants, and I got there and the absolute bottom dropped out, and it was thunder and lightning, and I didn't feel like filming, walking into the restaurant, and by the time I sat down and ready to eat my dinner, I was so frustrated from all the bull crap I dealt with yesterday that I just ate my dinner and I had a nice cold frosty beverage and I drove 3 hours home. So that leads me to kind of where I'm at right now, and I apologize if any of you guys decided to watch this video to see some cool car footage, but I couldn't get any. That leads me to my next thing. Is I went and looked 2 cars last week. I drove 3.5 hours one way to look at one that the guy didn't have the paperwork right to transfer ownership over to me. And then I went and drove almost 5 hours one way yesterday to look at that car yesterday afternoon. And the more I think about it, the more it just boggles my mind that somebody can advertise a car and either be that clueless about what they're representing, or knowing it's that screwed up and just knowingly misrepresenting it. So either way, it's wrong. I wasted a lot of my time yesterday, a beautiful Saturday that I could have been with my family or just doing something that I want to do. But, you know, I took my time, like I said, which is very valuable to me, and drove very long distances to go look at potential cars I might want to purchase that I just wasted my time on. So this is my advice to anybody watching this that thinks that they have a car, whether it's a classic car or anything that they want to sell. Make sure that either A, you have got your paperwork straight before someone drives a really long distance to look at it, or make sure that you accurately describe what you're selling. It's not fair to people like me or any other potential buyer to waste that much time and that much gas and that much energy to go look at something that's just absolutely so far from what's being advertised. It's not even funny. It's not cool, man. And I think I composed myself very well yesterday afternoon when I should have been a lot more vocal than what I did. It's not right. It's not right. Potential sellers, advertise your car the way it should be. You know, I go out of my way to describe a car to make sure that someone knows before they go that far that they're not in that same position. That's not right, and I understand that's not right. So advertise your cars right. My gosh, man, it's not that hard to do. You know, that's my 2 cents again. So once again, you know, to my viewers, I apologize for, you know, this not being the greatest video ever. You know, I had full intentions of hopefully picking up a sweet car, you know, and it's just not going to happen. So, you know, buyer beware. Buyer beware. That's what I'm going to name this